Namaste and welcome to this edition of the of the Nation at 5, ladies and gentlemen. The Right Stand later tonight at 8 p.m. But here on the Nation at 5, we'll be here at the CNN News 18 newsroom, ladies and gentlemen, with plenty of developments. It's a historic day. I was just going through the details. 8 Adivasi groups which have been militant, which have been insurgent. 5 main groups, 3 breakaway groups who have had a ceasefire agreement with the Assam government since 2012 will be signing a permanent peace agreement. It will be done in the presence of the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma and the Union Home Minister Amit Shah at North Block in a short while from now. In fact, in about 2 to 3 minutes from now. We've just got an update, so we'll get into the details and the nitty-gritties in just a bit. Let's go to the visuals first. Arunima is joining us live. Siddhant Mishra is also joining us live. Himanta Biswa Sharma, the Assam Chief Minister, has just reached North Block. Arunima with the details. Yes, Arunima, this peace pact is historic. It's huge because earlier this year, if I remember correctly, in January, there were about nearly 250 of these insurgents who had laid down their arms in the presence of HBS, that is Himanta Biswa Sharma himself.
Yes, and since then, their cadres, thousands in numbers, have been living in police camps. So today's signing of the tripartite agreement will not just help bring them into mainstream, but also usher in a new era of peace. At least that's what mediators, representatives of the Adivasi community hope for. Himanta Biswa Sharma has arrived here at North Block. The other delegation members are also here. So any moment now, you will start getting visuals from the national broadcaster of that tripartite agreement being signed. Now, which are these groups which are part of this accord that is being signed? All Adivasi National Liberation Army, Adivasi Cobra Militants of Assam, Birsa Commando Force, Santhal Tiger Force and Adivasi People's Army. So these are the main players, and we have seen, if you go back to 2012, if you go back to 1996, Assam has been plagued by constant riots, constant tussles between the Bodos and the Adivasis. In that backdrop, this accord, again to quote the Adivasi representatives who are here, this is not just giving them right to life, but also giving them a right to economically secure life. Their demand for the scheduled tribe status could also be accepted when the details of the accord are made public. And there are, of course, details which will be made public soon about steps that Government of India, Government of Assam are going to take for economic development of this community. So they feel their long pending demand has finally been accepted by the government, and in that sense, this is a historic day today.
True, and these people have been, the Adivasis largely have been living in separate camps, and with the laying down of arms, some of the promises which would be done, we've just highlighted some of the aspects before I go back to Arunima and Siddhant there. The government will sign this peace deal, like Arunima was saying, with 5 main militant groups. They're all Adivasi groups, Vanvasi groups. There are about 3 breakaway factions from these 5 main groups, so that's why some reports say 8, but we are going with 5. Historic peace agreement, because this is after the ceasefire deal with the government, and there has been the effort for nearly a decade now. Since 2012, the process has begun. The peace pact with all Vanavasis and with all, so the National Liberation Army, peace pact with the Cobra Militants of Assam, with the Birsa Commando Force, with the Santhal Tiger Force, and of course with the Adivasi People's Army. These were the 5 groups which even which even Arunima highlighted. We'll try and go across to Siddhant in just a bit. I'm just going to check if he's through with us. But Arunima, what are the kind of promises that have been made? You said there will be a special consideration or recognition of these Vanvasi groups. Will they be also promised some extension into the mainstream, foray into the mainstream? What were largely the key demands for these people? Why did they take to insurgency?
See, the main demand from what I've gathered after speaking to their representatives who have arrived here is that ST status, the status of scheduled tribes. Of course, we know that when you're recognized as a scheduled tribe, there are economic benefits that come with it, there are reservation benefits that come with it, and therefore they were looking at an economically secure life. They were also looking at right to life itself. There have been repeated clashes starting from 1996 up until 2012 in which Bodos have clashed with Adivasis, and therefore their life itself was under threat. Their children children were not getting economic prosperity, and they wanted that. They wanted that kind of stability. In these rounds of negotiations, again, one of the mediators told me that in previous governments, there was no headway, much headway that was made. But given the political dynamics of Northeast, currently the Assam Chief Minister himself, a Union Home Minister here, Amit Shah, and the other Northeastern state Chief Ministers, they have all made it their mission, because Prime Minister also has a great focus on Northeast, to bring peace and stability. So they were willing to walk the extra mile, willing to concede if an extra step could bring peace and stability to that region. And I think when the details of the accord are made public, at least two of these demands the Adivasi representatives are hoping will be accepted. A, demand for recognition as scheduled tribe. B, greater development for them economically, as well as to ensure that there are no more clashes, they don't lose their lives like they have in previous clashes with the Boros.
Right, Arunima, do stay on with us. I also have Professor Dr. Janendra Burman with us. Janendra Burman ji is the Assistant Professor, Cotton University in Guwahati. Let me ask you, Professor Janendra Burman, is the aspect of the fact that indigenous people felt threatened, their lands were being encroached, this conversion mafia, along with, of course, the internecine clashes which happened. Did they all contribute to these groups taking to militancy, taking to insurgency? And how significant is this peace agreement today?
Yes, actually, it is a new day. I would call it a new day for Assam and for entire Northeast. Because Assam and entire Northeast, once known for its militancy, violence, now has come to known for peace and development. A new era has dawned in entire Northeast with peace and development taking place. And yes, as you have rightly pointed out, so many factors work behind the rise of militant activities in Northeast India. Especially some missionary activities also instigated the conversion mafia, as you have rightly pointed out. And along with this, the sense of alienation. That sense of alienation actually, the gap went on increasing. And the illegal immigrant problem, that because the threat to identity, all these issues actually culminated and took the part of arms, part of violence. Now, since 2016, for the last few years, we have seen many positive development. Earlier, the Alpha, Assam's largest militant group, Alpha Group's leaders were handed over to Assam, and now negotiation is going on. And my inputs tell me, and I'm happy to share with you that a positive development with Alpha is also taking place, and within 2-3 months, there may be some agreement with Alpha as well, and that will be another milestone as far as peace and development of entire Northeast India is concerned.
Well, it is significant. Then, Professor Burman, please stay with us. At 6 p.m., Himanta Biswa Sharma, the Assam Chief Minister, is also going to meet his Arunachal counterpart to sort out border issues. Let's go across to Arunima back again. Arunima, I believe you have one of the mediators with us. So let's ask him and try and understand what has been discussed and what makes this peace agreement.
Right, Dr. Andrew is here with me. So you've been part of this mediation process for long. Everybody is calling this day historic. But help our viewers understand, why is this day historic? What is it that the Adivasi community has been demanding, which was not met, which forced them to take up arms?
Actually, there's so many issues. Adivasis, we don't have only single issues. There are issues of development, there are issues of ethnic class, and there's so many.
Right.
So at least this government is taking some initiative to understand. They had long discussion with these people, and we are satisfied with that. That's why this arms group they have came up with we after this MOU, Memorandum of Settlement. I think a lot of things will come up for the Adivasi community.
But one thing that you were demanding was a scheduled tribe status. Yeah. That is something that has been time and again made public.
No, that is it's not only the these people's issues, everybody's issues, and the government is. They have Minister of Government of India. They have assured us that these things will continue as soon as possible. They will take up, because already that is in the Rajya Sabha.
As far as peace is concerned, are you hopeful that for your children, for the next generation, peace?
Yes. Very much we are hopeful.
So help our viewers understand in a minute's conversation, if you can, the history of Boro Adivasi conflict. Not many people know what happened in 1996. Yeah. Not many people know what happened in 2012. In that backdrop, if you can help us understand how life is going to change.
No, we don't want to remember now those things, because now we are we're thinking different. There's a misunderstanding between two community, and we don't want to remember. Now we're living together for the peace.
That is one takeaway, isn't it?
Yes.
Earlier there were clashes, but accord has been signed with those who picked up arms on behalf of Bodos. Accord has been signed to ensure that the Adivasis are also brought back to the mainstream.
Yeah.
So Assam is turning over a new page?
Yes, definitely. And we have a very strong chief minister. He's very positive. He understands our issues. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that was one of the mediators, Dr. Andrew. He's been part of the mediation process, Anand, and he's
Right.
expecting the details of the accord to be made public very soon. But two important points: one, peace, true economic development, which could come with that ST tag, ST recognition.
Well, it is, and it is a big development that has happened. Professor Burman, how significant will it be? Do you believe that the scheduled caste demand is a valid one? Will there be support? And do you also believe that these tribes and these Vanvasis, not just in Assam, but even in the neighboring states, it will have a rippling effect if this peace agreement is comes through?
Yes, it will have a long-lasting effect, actually, as far as peace and development is concerned. And on the issue of ST, it is very sensitive issue because so many ethnic communities, they have been demanding ST status. The Ahoms, the Moran, the Kolitas, they have been also demanding, and some of the narratives are conflicting narratives. So government will have to tread very cautiously. But I would say all the legitimate aspirations of all the communities should be fulfilled, and they have realized that it can be fulfilled within the constitutional framework, and that is a big development. That you have faith in the Indian constitution, and you have come forward because you have faith that yes, we can resolve these issues amicably, and there can be peaceful settlement, and that is a big actually development. And all the legitimate aspirations, I believe, in course of time would be fulfilled. Their development, social security issues are there, developmental aspirations are there, and all these aspirations can be fulfilled within the Indian constitution.
टिकर पे जान दो बस. Well, thank you. And what we're going to do is we're going to quickly shift focus right now. We'll keep close tabs. Moment the accord is signed, the peace agreement is signed, we'll come back to these visuals here on The Nation at 5. For the moment, moving on. Professor Burman, thank you for your inputs. For the moment, moving on, because we've got big development coming in on the Salman Khan issue. The threats to Salman Khan did not stop with just the letter, ladies and gentlemen. It was not just a plan to try and accost him or to try and trouble him in his residence in Bandra, where a threat letter was sent on the same park bench where his father used to go, that is Salim Saab. But there was also a plan to somewhere fire at him, shoot at him, or target him when he makes his way towards his farmhouse on the outskirts of Mumbai city. Now, the plot to murder or attack Salman Khan has now come to the fore. Top sources are telling News 18 these details, that the Lawrence Bishnoi gang actually prepared a plan to kill Salman Khan or to attack him. Stunning revelations by the Bishnoi gang shooter Kapil Pandit, who was arrested from the Nepal border. Plan was prepared by the Bishnoi gang even before the Sidhu Moosewala murder. The murder plot involved Sachin Thapan, Kapil Pandit and Santosh Jadhav. These are the three shooters. The three shooters stayed in a rented room in Mumbai's Waze area. Now, the shooters stayed en route to Salman's Panvel farmhouse, and the shooters had a cache of small arms, pistols and ammunition. The shooters recceed this entire area near Salman's farmhouse for over a month, and the shooters studied the road leading to Salman's farmhouse. Shooters noted the speed of Salman's car to the farmhouse would be somewhere around 25 to 30 kilometers, so he won't be very, very fast in that area. That road not very motorable, so you had to maintain a slow, steady pace, and that's where they wanted to waylay him, accost him and perhaps attack him. The Kapil Pandit reveals that they missed the window to attack Salman Khan. The plan was that they would go ahead and attack him for sure, but they missed that particular window. Anand Tiwari of News 18 India with us with all the details. Anand, ये तो बहुत बड़ा revelation है, सनसनीखेज बात है ये कि सलमान के मर्डर का भी प्लॉट बना चुके थे ये.
जी देखिए, आज सुबह सबसे पहले न्यूज 18 इंडिया, CNN न्यूज 18 ने ये बड़ा खुलासा किया है और कैमरे पे खुलासा किया है. हमारे साथ SGS धालीवाल थे, जो स्पेशल सेल के स्पेशल CP हैं. उन्होंने न्यूज 18 इंडिया को बताया कि कैसे सलमान खान को मारने के लिए प्लान भी तैयार किया गया था लॉरेंस बिश्नोई और गोल्डी बरार के जरिए. हाल ही में भारत नेपाल बॉर्डर से जिस कपिल पंडित और दीपक मुंडी और एक एसोसिएट्स को गिरफ्तार किया गया, उसके बाद कपिल पंडित ने पूछताछ में बड़ा खुलासा किया है कि वो अप्रैल से पहले करीबन 3 से 4 महीने तक पनवेल में एक वाजे जगह है, वहां पर उन्होंने एक कमरा किराए पे लिया, जहां पर संतोष जाधव जो महाराष्ट्र का रहने वाला है, कपिल पंडित और इसके अलावा सचिन बिश्नोई थापन जो एक बड़ा मास्टरमाइंड है जो अजरबैजान में गिरफ्तार हुआ है हाल में, ये तीनों लोग जो हैं हथियारों के साथ वहां पर मौजूद थे। इन्हें एक बाइक दी गई थी और इन्होंने सलमान खान के फार्म हाउस की कई बार रेकी की। यही नहीं, इन्होंने सलमान खान के जो सुरक्षा गार्ड हैं उन्हें कहा कि हम सलमान खान के फैंस हैं और दूसरे स्टेट से सलमान खान की झलक देखने आए हैं। उसके बाद इन्होंने सलमान खान के कई मूवमेंट्स पर नजर रखी। इतनी ज्यादा इन्होंने प्लानिंग करी थी ग्राउंड वर्क की, जिस रूट से सलमान खान अपने फार्म हाउस पे जाते थे उस रूट का कितने किलोमीटर का दायरा है और उस रूट पर कहां कहां रोड खराब है। उन्हें यह भी पता था कि सलमान खान की गाड़ी अगर यहां से गुजरेगी तो उसकी स्पीड महज 25 से 30 किलोमीटर प्रति घंटे की होगी। शूटर्स को यह भी पता था कि सलमान खान अपने पीएसओ और जो सबसे बड़े उनके करीबी हैं शेरा, उसके साथ ही इस फार्म हाउस पे आते हैं। जिसके बाद 2 ऐसे मौके आए जब हथियारों के साथ सलमान खान को शूटर्स ने देखा, लेकिन किसी वजह से ये प्लान उनका सक्सेस नहीं हो पाया, क्योंकि उसी दौरान सिद्धू मूसेवाला को मारने की प्लानिंग चल रही थी और उसका भी सारा काम जो है वह सचिन बिश्नोई थापन को दिया गया था। इस इनपुट्स को महाराष्ट्र पुलिस, महाराष्ट्र की जो एटीएस है उससे शेयर किया गया और सलमान खान की सुरक्षा को तुरंत उसके बाद बढ़ाया गया था।
जी आनंद, मैं इस वक्त आपसे हट रहा हूं क्योंकि वापस इस स्टोरी पर आएंगे। मनोज राठी भी काफी डिटेल्स लेकर आए, बट वील गो स्ट्रेट अक्रॉस लाइक वी सेड लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन टू नॉर्थ ब्लॉक वेयर द accord is going to be signed. Himanta Biswa Sharma, the Assam Chief Minister, is speaking at this point. The Union Home Minister Amit Shah is also present there. We'll just quickly go across to that and then come back to the Salman story. Many more developments on that front too.
परमानेंट सॉल्यूशन या कोई निक्सस में अभी तक पहुंच नहीं पाया। फिर माननीय गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी का मार्गदर्शन में डिस्कशन शुरू हुआ और आज वो डिस्कशन आगे बढ़ते हुए हम लोग एक सॉल्यूशन तक आ चुका हूँ। मेरा मानना है कि इस एग्रीमेंट का जरिए हमारा आदिवासी जनगोष्ठियों का लोगों को न्याय मिलेगा, सामाजिक न्याय मिलेगा, अर्थनैतिक विकास का एक बहुत बड़ा मौका मिलेगा और साथ साथ में एक पॉलिटिकल जो अधिकार चाहिए, राजनीतिक अधिकार, वो भी उन लोग को मिलेगा। आज का ये शुभ अवसर पर मैं असम का आदिवासी जनगोष्ठियों को बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूँ। हमारा जो नौजवान लोग अस्त्र उठा के अधिकार के लिए लड़ाई लड़ रहा था, सारे नौजवानों को मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ। आप लोग ने आर्म्स भी दिया सरकार को। करीबन 1182 जो नौजवान हथियार लेके घूम रहा था, सारे अभी मेन स्ट्रीम में आ जाएगा और ये हमारा एक बहुत बड़ा उपलब्धि है। मैं इतना ही आप लोग को वादा करना चाहता हूँ कि जो भी अकॉर्ड में लिखा होगा, अकॉर्ड में जो भी है, वो असम सरकार, भारत सरकार की मार्गदर्शन में हम लोग उनको बहुत ही सिंसियरली इम्प्लीमेंट करेगा। जहां तक असम का शांति का बात हुआ, माननीय गृह मंत्री जी का मार्गदर्शन में और प्रधानमंत्री जी का आशीर्वाद में अभी तक बोरो इलाका में अकॉर्ड हुआ, कार्बी आंगलंग में इलाका में अकॉर्ड हुआ, आज आदिवासी ग्रुप का साथ भी हमारा अकॉर्ड हो जाएगा। खाली अगर अभी हम दिमासा लोगों का साथ ही हमारा फाइनल अकॉर्ड बाकी है, वो हो जाएगा तो असम में कोई भी समस्या नहीं रहेगा। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का नेतृत्व में ये हमारा स्टेट के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा उपलब्धि है। मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी को असम वासियों का ओर से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ और साथ में गृह मंत्री जी का मार्गदर्शन में ये सारा काम हुआ है। मैं माननीय गृह मंत्री जी को धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ सारे असम वासियों का। और में आदिवासी जनगोष्ठी तो आदिवासी है, लेकिन साथ साथ वो लोग असमिया भी है। तो ये हम आज का अकॉर्ड का तहत एक असमिया जो एक हमारा जो जाति गठन का प्रक्रिया है, ये बहुत आगे बढ़ जाएगा और मैं तमाम आदिवासी युवकों को पुनः हमारा मेन स्ट्रीम में स्वागत करता हूं और आज का हिस्टोरिक डे असम का इतिहास में सोनाली अक्षर में लिखा जाएगा, यही बोलते हुए मेरा वाणी का मैं विराम देता हूं।
अब मैं एनी को कहूँगा कि औपचारिक सिग्नेचर कर लिया जाए।
Representatives of the 5 groups, Adivasi militant groups, one by one, signing the accord, the agreement in the presence of the Home Minister, and this accord, this peace agreement, as they sign it all, there are 8 groups in all, 5 main groups, 3 breakaway groups, but all of them, and as Himanta Biswa Sarma, the Assam Chief Minister, outlined, nearly 1,182 plus militants have laid down their arms as the Adivasis have decided to come back into the mainstream. He said this is historic. There is just one more group with whom the accord needs to be now signed before Himanta Biswa Sarma said that we can say that all of Assam now is completely peaceful. So this peace agreement binding on not just the Adivasi groups, but the state of Assam or the state government of Assam and of course the centre. And Himanta Biswa Sarma saying that everything that is mentioned in this peace accord, this peace agreement, the Assam government under his leadership would do to follow it to the letter in the full spirit of the agreement with able help from the central government. So big thank yous that were extended to the Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, and also the Union Home Minister, Amit Shah. This agreement, ladies and gentlemen, is historic because after the Naga Accord that was signed forth, this is the other big agreement, peace accord that has now been signed in the Northeast, where the main pact, the tripartite peace pact that has now been signed in the national capital. We'll try and check if Professor Janendra Burman is still with us, but Arunima is also with us. Arunima, the government's Northeast push to try and bring peace in the Northeast is something which is manifest, not just in Nagaland, in Manipur, it is manifest in Assam, various parts, and Himanta Biswa Sarma very clearly saying there is one more negotiation that needs to be implemented, but otherwise what is happening today is historic for the people of Assam.
Yes, and Assam has had a very bloodied history. Ethnic conflict has been central to the history of Assam. There have been conflict that Assam has had with neighbors as well. All of that they're trying to resolve. And like Himanta Biswa Sarma said, they've signed accords with the Bodos. They've signed an accord in Karbi Anglong, and now with the accord with the Adivasi groups as well. There's a large swath of Assam which is now staring at peace. Post this, at 6 o'clock, there is a meeting with the Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister that Assam Chief Minister will have. So attempts to resolve border conflicts as well. Since, Prime Minister and Home Minister both are invested heavily into the northeastern region, they're also getting additional support from the centre to resolve whatever issues there are in terms of economic issues, in terms of reservation issues. And as I'm speaking to you, on my left, we can't show you because it's a little far off, but on my left, there is presence of at least 200 to 250 Adivasis who have travelled all the way from Assam, and they are waiting to hear officially before they celebrate. They have been telling us that more than 1,000 of their cadre members who laid down arms but since then have been in designated camps, they're also waiting eagerly for the news of the accord getting signed because it means freedom for them. They'll be able to become mainstream from here on, live a proper life and move on. Their children will be able to move on both economically and in terms of security for life.
Well, yes, so Himanta Biswa Sarma also doing his bit as he's signing the accord, and there will be the moment each of these parties have signed the peace agreement, all the copies being signed by Himanta Biswa Sarma and Union Home Minister Amit Shah presiding over it. Absolutely historic moment, ladies and gentlemen. We've tried to get you the pictures first here. We just say, I think the Home Minister is about to speak.
और पूरे उत्तर पूर्व के लिए, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए आज का दिन बहुत महत्वपूर्ण दिन है। नरेंद्र मोदी जी के प्रधानमंत्री बनने के बाद उत्तर पूर्व को शांत और विकसित बनाने के लिए कई प्रकार के कार्यक्रम हाथ में लिए गए। इसमें सबसे बड़ा कार्यक्रम उत्तर पूर्व में शांति प्रस्तावित करना है। इसमें आज एक बड़ा मील का पत्थर हम पार कर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। असम के आदिवासी समूह के लगभग 1100 के आसपास जवान हथियार छोड़कर मेन स्ट्रीम में आ रहे हैं। इस अवसर पर उपस्थित डॉक्टर हेमंत बिस्वा शर्मा जी, सम्माननीय मुख्यमंत्री असम श्री रामेश्वर तेली जी, केंद्रीय पेट्रोलियम और प्राकृतिक गैस के राज्य मंत्री श्री संजय किशन जी, मंत्री असम सरकार, पल्लव लोचन दास जी, लोकसभा के सांसद, श्री कामाख्या त्यासा, राज्यसभा के सांसद, अन्य उपस्थित सांसदगण, पूर्व सांसदगण, श्री अजय कुमार भल्ला जी, मुख्य सचिव असम सरकार, डीआईबी तपन कुमार डेका जी, श्री पीयूष गोयल जी, डीजीपी असम सरकार श्री भास्कर ज्योति जी, ए.के. मिश्रा जिनके दिन में नॉर्थ ईस्ट के सभी हथियारी ग्रुपों के साथ बातचीत करने का काम गृह मंत्रालय ने दिया है। और आज सबसे बड़ी स्वागत में मेरे सभी आदिवासी समूहों के भाइयों का हृदय से गृह मंत्रालय में आप सभी का स्वागत करता हूं, आप सभी का अभिनंदन करता हूं। मित्रों, आज जो एक कार्यक्रम है वो कार्यक्रम एक लंबे समय से 2014 से जो हमने प्रक्रिया प्रारंभ की है, नॉर्थ ईस्ट को शांत और समृद्ध बनाने की, वो प्रक्रिया का महत्वपूर्ण पड़ाव है। गृह मंत्रालय ने पूरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट को शांत और समृद्ध बनाने के लिए उत्तर पूर्व की अद्भुत संस्कृति का संवर्धन और विकास करने का फैसला लिया है। इसके साथ साथ सारे विवादों का समापन कर एक चिरकालिक हमेशा के लिए शांति उत्तर पूर्व में हो, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में हो, असम में हो, इसका भी रास्ता गृह मंत्रालय प्रशस्त करने का प्रयास कर रहा है। इसमें दो प्रकार की बाधाएं थी। कुछ संवादहीनता के कारण, अलग अलग हितों के टकराव से अनेक ट्राइब्स के ग्रुपों ने अपने अपने हाथ में हथियार उठा लिए और इसके कारण ग्रुप के बीच में, ग्रुप और राज्यों की पुलिस के बीच में, ग्रुप और केंद्र सरकार के सशस्त्र बलों के बीच में कई मुठभेड़ें हुई, हजारों लोग मारे गए, दोनों ओर से मारे गए, जनता भी मारी गई, पुलिस कर्मचारी भी मारे गए, सशस्त्र बलों के जवान भी मारे गए और हथियारी ग्रुपों के युवा भी मारे गए। हमने तय किया है कि 2024 के पहले राज्यों के बीच में सीमा का विवाद हो, चाहे ये सारे सशस्त्र ग्रुपों की बात हो, हम हर विवाद को समाप्त करना चाहते हैं। एक और असम की और उत्तर पूर्व की संस्कृति का संरक्षण और संवर्धन करना, सारे विवादों को समाप्त कर सारे सशस्त्र गुटों के साथ समझौता कर पुनर्वसन करना, और तीसरा विकास की गति देकर उत्तर पूर्व को देश के बाकी के हिस्सों के अनुरूप विकसित बनाना। ये तीन मोर्चों पर हमने काम चालू किया और विगत 3 साल में ढेर सारे समझौते भारत सरकार, असम सरकार, अन्य सरकारों ने आपस में भी मिलकर किए हैं। भारत सरकार, असम सरकार और सशस्त्र गुटों के बीच में भी हुआ। 2019 में NLFT के साथ समझौता हुआ, जिसमें त्रिपुरा का हथियारी ग्रुप था, इन लोगों ने भी आत्मसमर्पण किया। 2020 में 23 साल पुराने ब्रू रियांग शरणार्थी संकट को भी मिजोरम सरकार और त्रिपुरा सरकार के साथ मिलकर रिजॉल्व किया गया। असम में 5 साल पुराना बोडो समस्या, जिसमें कम से कम 4000 लोग अब तक मारे गए थे, उसको 2020 27 जनवरी को हमने समाप्त कर दिया। लगभग 1600 कैडरों ने आत्मसमर्पण किया। असम के कार्मिक क्षेत्र में लंबे समय से चल रहे विवाद को भी 2021 में समाप्त किया। लगभग 1000 से ज्यादा कैडर ने आत्मसमर्पण किया। असम मेघालय अंतर्राज्यीय सीमा का समझौता कर लगभग 2022 में 65% सीमा के विवाद को निपटारा। और आज इसका अगला पड़ाव है। मेरे सभी साथी आज मेन स्ट्रीम में आ रहे हैं। भारत सरकार के गृह मंत्रालय की ओर से, मोदी जी की ओर से और मेरे स्वयं की ओर से आप सभी का बहुत बहुत मन से मैं स्वागत करना चाहता हूं। और आपके पुनर्वसन के लिए जो कुछ भी इस एग्रीमेंट में किया है, ये सुनिश्चित करेगी भारत सरकार और असम के मुख्यमंत्री और असम सरकार मिलकर ये पूरा पालन करेगा। नरेंद्र